this video is about a song that I wrote, so it won't make sense to you if you haven't heard it. If you're so inclined, you can check it out on my channel. It's the most recent video, besides this one. And if you don't want to, I don't care. Bye! My camera is so precarious right now. Hi, it's Ava, left. So I just wanted to talk about a little behind the scenes on the writing of the 24-hour song, because it was an intense period of hyper-focus, but the process is it's a lot of fun. So the radio station WXPN gave us a prompt at noon on a Saturday, and we had until noon on Sunday to write a song based on the prompt. Write it, record it, submit it in 24 hours. So first what I did is I just thought about the prompt a lot. I was definitely like subconsciously influenced by last year's prompt because I had been studying the entries from last year a little bit and they were all about summer, so I definitely had that on the mind a little bit. But really where the concept for the song came from is the prompt was belong. When I write a song, I can't lie. I can't fake it. I have to come from where I am at that moment in time. And where I was at that moment in time was in the throes of obsession with the television show Interview with the Vampire. So the secret is out. This is what this song was really inspired by. And I thought, oh, belong. Well, the vampires feeling like they don't belong is like a central component of the story. So what if I wrote about like, oh, you know, they have to stay in the dark and they're all sad and alone, but maybe two vampires together, they can't be in the sunlight, maybe they could be each other's sunlight. So that's the secret backstory. As for the musical aspect, I usually write the music and the lyrics in tandem or really close with one another. The words will help inspire a melody and then the chords will help dictate where that melody goes, so it all kind of happens at once. I think for this song, I was just sitting around strumming, and I have a real penchant for these kind of chords, just like, or like. I love me like a. I got really into that vibe. I kind of always default to those chords, and usually I try to push myself to go a little bit outside of my comfort zone with what I'm writing, but for this I was like, I have 24 hours, I'm gonna do my default. So I was strumming along to that and just kind of singing a melody, and I think I went like. And I was like, oh, that's kind of catchy. Simple, good hook. And from there, what did I do? I guess I was like, okay, I'll save that for the chorus. How do we get there? You know, most of the song is really these two chords, because like I said, 24 hours, I had to be efficient. I started trying to brainstorm some lyrical stuff, and I was like, because when you step in the room, and I was like, okay, I don't know what that has to do with vampires, because sometimes words just happen, and you kind of just have to go with it. I've said this before, songwriting is like a horse. I don't know. I rode a horse once when I was a kid, but what I imagine it's like is you're on this horse and you have control of the reins to a degree, but at some point you gotta let the horse be a horse, right? If the horse gets spooked, the horse is gonna run away. If the horse wants to go fast, that horse is gonna go fast. If the horse isn't feeling it that day, the horse is not gonna do your bidding, I assume. I don't know, horse experts let me know. A song is kind of the same thing. You have control over it to a degree, but sometimes it's just gonna go where it's gonna go. Eventually I built up that the pre-chorus, and eventually I had the da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, I would be your sunlight. And I was like, well, okay, I'm gonna do some grand floaty harmonies there, because it's the sunlight opening up and the clouds part and the sun streaming down. So that was like the meat of the song to me, like the core component. And then I thought, okay, well, I want to do something contrasting for the verses to kind of give it a little bit of ebb and flow. So I put down my guitar and I turned to my keyboard. Hi. And I just started messing around with some chords. I was searching for something a little bit more mysterious to kind of give a cloudier feel before the sun rises. So I found these lovely chords that I think were a little bit inspired by Toby Fox and Deltarune, because I've been listening to that soundtrack and it kind of reminds me of so I kind of took that kind of half step thing and I turned that into that kind of half step thing. That just kind of comes from humming and trying to formulate words. The words definitely went through some permutations. The words definitely went through some mutations. They were kind of basic at first. This is a dead end, there is no way out. Turned into dead end of dead roads, there is no way out. It flows off the tongue better. A lot of my writing is just kind of messing around with chords until I find something that sounds pretty that I can string together with a melody. One thing I was really proud of was using that Hendrix chord to turn the verse back around and start it over again. This one I had to do a little theory about, because I was like, well, I'm going from a G7 and then I need to get back to like E minor 9, so I was like, there's like no resolution there, so I transitioned it with a little whatever that is, some kind of dominant to go back to that. I think I kind of took that from Steely Dan in my mind, like Deacon Blues. Then I needed a bridge, and I thought, what's a chord I haven't used yet? So I was like, E7. Haven't done that yet. So then I just vamped on that. Wrote no new lyrics for the bridge, by the way. Because I was like, the time is counting down here. I gotta be economical with it. So that was, I guess, kind of a, I don't know if gospel is the right word, but just kind of like a call and response kind of vibe. Break that down into a little return to the pre-chorus. I love doing that stuff. It's so like, such an obvious move, but it moves me, so who cares? Recontextualize the words a little bit so that it's like, I will notice. Nobody notices, but I will notice. It's so cheesy. It's so fun to me. Then once you have the bridge and the breakdown, you're pretty much good to go. You just kind of soar into the ending and then let it explode. Added some onion flakes and salt as shakers. Then I went in and I recorded the harmonies and I recorded a little bit of like synth bass just to give it a little bit more punch. Some like beating on myself kind of percussion. Some snaps, you know, all mostly just done here in my room. A little bit in the kitchen. And yeah, and that was the song. If I had more than 24 hours, I don't know what I'd do differently, because to be honest, most of my stuff is done in under 24 hours. You know, not the studio stuff, but the stuff that I just like demo on my own. It's like I don't have the attention span to focus on anything longer than that. So this was just kind of a normal song for me, except for that I was in go mode, so my focus was quite tethered to this project for several hours, and then I realized I hadn't eaten anything all day. I was like, I'm gonna pass out. Other than that, it was just kind of a normal songwriting process for me, and it's a lot of fun. So I hope you like my song that's, yes, admittedly about vampires. I don't even like vampires. I was like, vampires are boring. But then, you know, some things just come into your life and they surprise you. And I hope that's what this song could do for you. No, I don't care. I'm just excited to have participated in this and to be a semi-finalist. Like, what? It's so cool. So yeah, thank you XPN, thank you everybody who's voted for me, thank you all my lovely friends and family who have listened and voted and watched. You guys are the best. And we'll see where this contest goes, and regardless, I'll probably record a proper lead vocal and mix it a little nicer and maybe put the song up on Bandcamp or something. But yeah, thank you for listening.